Hey YouTube, my name is Nick and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm just going to give a quick introduction before we get things started. I'm 18 years old and I'm extremely interested in things such as personal finance, building businesses, and investing. And so I'm going to share those kinds of ideas and my thoughts on certain topics within those areas with you guys in this channel. That's what I plan on doing. I plan on going to college next year and I'm going to major in finance with the goal of possibly becoming a financial advisor or like a hedge fund manager. We'll see how that turns out. So I love talking about money. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I think that career path might be a good thing. And I also think that this is just a great way to, get some ideas out there, maybe help some people or even get feedback from people and build almost, sort of a community where people can talk back and forth about things and get advice. One quick disclaimer before we get started here is I'm not a financial advisor. Even though I want to be one, I'm not one. And what I'm talking about are just my ideas and opinions. They're not professional advice. What you do with your money is your choice and your choice only. And I'm not responsible for what you guys do with your money. Alright, so now that the introduction is over, what I'm going to be talking about in today's video are credit cards, specifically one's credit score. I just turned 18 a few months ago, and one of the first things I did was take out a credit card because I want to start building my credit score and start building a good reputation early because I think that's important. Now, people have mixed feelings about credit cards because they can be dangerous, and so they're not really for people that are financially irresponsible. So really make sure you think the situation over for yourself before taking out a credit card, because if you're not financially responsible, then a credit card might not be the right choice for you. So what is a credit card? A credit card is a card that can be used to make purchases and transactions on borrowed money. The cardholder and the lender have an agreement that that amount will be paid back on the payment date. If that amount's not paid back, then it's going to begin to acquire interest at ridiculously high rates. So what is credit score? So when someone starts using a credit card, in about 90 days after using it, they'll be giving it their credit score. This is a number that falls between 300 and 850. And basically what it is a grade of how responsible you are with using your credit. The higher the score, the better you are. So a good credit score would be 720 to 850. And a not so good credit score would be anything below 630. Anything between that range is okay. It could be improved, but it's not terrible. So your credit score is pretty much just like a grade that's given to you. If you're good at managing your credit, then you're going to get a higher grade. So some of you might be wondering why credit score is important. If it's your money, you should be able to do what you want with it. Well, that's correct to a certain degree, because banks and other institutions that give out loans want to know if the person that they're giving their loan to is trustworthy and will pay their money back. So somebody with a good credit, if they want to go and take out a loan somewhere, they're going to get a better interest rate than somebody that has worse credit than them, because the bank knows that they can trust the person with better credit in order to get their money back. So they're not going to charge them as much as the person with bad credit, because they're going to try to get more money out of them if they don't think they're going to pay it back. I know it's a little bit foggy, so I'll give you guys an example. So if somebody with a 750 credit score wants to take out a 30-year mortgage on a house, they're going to pay about 3.5%. If somebody with a 625 credit score wants to take out the same exact loan as the person with the 750 credit score, they're going to have to pay a little over 4%. Now, a 0.5%, that might not seem like a lot, but on a mortgage loan, which is like $200,000, that's the difference between like $40,000 in the long run. So it's a lot of money that you're dealing with, even though it's a 0.5% because of compound interest and how that stuff kind of works. So you want to make sure that you're building up your credit score so that when you go to take out these big loans, you're saving money in the long run and you're not paying these extra, $40,000 just because you're not super trustworthy with your money. Okay, so I've been talking a lot about good credit and why it's important to have good credit. You guys might be wondering on how to get good credit, so I'm going to explain some tips on that. Now, my best advice is you should always treat your credit cards like debit cards. If you cannot afford the purchase that you're going to make with a credit card without the card, then you shouldn't be making the purchase at all. If you don't have the funds available immediately to pay that off, then you should not be making that purchase. You shouldn't be relying on the borrowed money, instead just using it for its perks that it could have. A great strategy that some people use is they make one or two extremely small purchases for the month on the credit card and then just pay it off at the end. So they might buy 2 packs of gum in the entire month and just put it on the credit card and then pay it off at the end on time and in full. That's just showing the credit card company that they're responsible with their credit card. It doesn't matter the amount, it just matters that it's paid off in full at the end of the month. I think it's a great strategy because it teaches people how to use a credit card and how to be responsible with it in super small numbers, so there's almost no risk. You can almost always afford, $5 to $10 at the end of the month. And so the instant that a card holder cannot pay off their monthly balance in full and on time is the instant they should stop using a credit card. And they should take a step back and look at their financial situation. If not used responsibly, credit cards can be extremely dangerous and can get people into debt quickly because of their extremely high interest rates. That's how they make money, is they feed off of the financially irresponsible. So if there's one thing that I cannot stress enough in this video, it's financial responsibility, because the consequences are so high when you're dealing with credit cards and not paying them off. Okay, so I talked a lot about the big perks that credit cards give, like decreased interest rates on loans for houses and cars and things that are super important in life, but they also offer little incentives that people with good spending habits can take advantage of. So my credit card offers 1% cash back on everything I buy and 5% cash back at certain places. And so this is super helpful. It's not super helpful, but it's just nice at the end of the month to have an extra 15 to 20 bucks that I could just put towards my balance. I don't have to worry about paying back. If I were to otherwise make these purchases with cash, I wouldn't get that 1 to 5% cash back. And I know it's not a lot, but it's better than just using cash and not getting anything back. So that's why I would simply just replace small things such as filling up your gas tank or going out to get fast food, where you would usually use cash or a debit card. Simply use your credit card and put it on that. So then you could get those little incentives that in the long run, they're not going to make a huge difference, but they're just nice to have. Other cards also offer airline miles, so you could get free flights, or even like hotel stays for free if you use the card enough. Now, make sure, again, that you're being super responsible with the card and you're not just making a ton of purchases so you can get a free hotel night stay or a free flight. Use the card as needed, and then just use these perks, as they come up, as you're using your card responsibly. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you found anything of value, please leave a like or even consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me who's new to the YouTube community. And comment down below your guys' best tips for maintaining good credit. If I failed to mention them, I want to be able to help as many people out as possible. So go to the comment section and let everyone know your tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.